Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, make your own decisions. All right, guys, welcome back. So I was going to do a different video just talking about what would happen. One of the data centers that houses ICP node machines went offline. And I will do that video because I already have it prepped. There's a lot of important takeaways here. But I need to do this video first just because my mind is preoccupied primarily on the extreme lack of conviction across this entire space. And guys, don't let the environment in crypto, especially on crypto Twitter, cause that to flow over into your perception and outlook about ICP. ICP should not even be mentioned in the same category as anything else in this space. All right. It is a full stack computing platform. And so I would look at it similar to Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud, like a new age, more secure, full stack computing platform. Everything else, for the most part, is competing in the database race space. And it's going to be a very competitive space. And I think that a lot of them are going to do well, but ICP is in its own category here. But we're in a space, the crypto space, where there's almost no intellectual honesty in the public conversation about the technical capabilities of these different networks. And there's, in my opinion, a decent amount of organized lying happening in this space. And there's a lot of people covering this space that have no clue what they're talking about. Now, on top of all that, there's a 100-to-1 leverage trading market. The majority of volume is through trading in derivatives. And 90+% of the conversations in this space are about bullshit. Whatever new FUD is in the news, the price, whether they think the price is going up or down, Gary Gensler, or some other stupid conversation where people don't learn anything. And so that's the environment. It's the worst environment in world history for people trying to approach this as investors and assessing different technology solutions and investing in technology for the long term. Worst environment imaginable for people like that. And I don't think that's by accident. But don't become a product of the environment. Because if you're in ICP, this is the one thing that's actually doing something different. This is the one thing that's actually tackling the biggest problems on Earth and the biggest markets on Earth. It's the only network that you can actually build and use applications end to end on the network. So just be cognizant of the environment in this space, because it's not designed for people's success. It's designed to encourage gambling and degenerate behavior. It's a joke in all reality. Yeah. And I don't like putting other things down, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just, serious times call for conversations rooted in reality, and there's not a lot of those in this space. All right. So I think we're all, including myself, massively discounting the concept of tamper-proof software. And these two trends are just at the center of everything else for me. And I think that these two things are going to be the thing that move everything else. Yeah. And every time that there's like a scary period in the market, like always take a day or two and just put that to the side, and I just go like consume myself with research, and I always come to the same conclusion. It's either, as long as the world keeps spinning, all the tech is moving forward. So yeah. But in the other day, when the thing with Telegram happened, and then all of a sudden the conversation started about who's building a decentralized messaging application, right? I started, for the first time, I was like, all right, how far off are we with OpenChat? And I guess different people might give you different answers, but I think in the next 2 or 3 years, more features, just more growth. I think it could be a serious player in the messaging application space globally, and that's one of the most competitive spaces. That's an extremely competitive space. And you have to factor in the value of being able to use a full stack computing platform where you can build and launch your application, where you don't have to incur all the costs that come along with running on legacy infrastructure. Like all the cybersecurity costs, all the IT costs, fucking gone. And apply that same concept to artificial intelligence. And it's just a matter of time, growth, development, more infrastructure, more upgrades, right? And another thing too is that I know we do mention this from time to time, but and I hope I have the right number, but I think it's 28% of ICP is locked up for 8 years. It's some crazy number like that. I think it is in the like 25 to 28%. Somebody correct me or put the actual number in the comment section below. But I mean, that's insane. And when you look out across the rest of the space, I don't think there's any community out there that has the conviction or sees the vision with what they're invested in that would feel comfortable locking up for even 2 years. I don't think. Um, there's just nothing that exists like this on the market today, guys. And you got to look at the trends. AI growth expected to go parabolic, already going parabolic. Cybercrime going parabolic. And we're starting to see more and more cryptographically secure solutions starting to be incorporated into mainstream software platforms. And so Dominic posted about this earlier with passkey adoption. And then Eric mentioned, passkey is just an evolution of passwords, just a new age password, right? Using cryptography, just like on-chain is an evolution of online. And if you're not following him on Twitter, I would strongly recommend doing so. But Dominic pointed out that internet identity was the first passkey sign-in authentication framework in production back in 2021. But this shows that this is primarily being driven by the large corporations, right? So Amazon, Target, Moneybird, eBay, Adobe, Coinbase, GitHub, so on and so forth. But more cryptographically secure solutions are starting to be incorporated into our software. And you have this on top of that, the W3C making DIDs a web standard. And in this very article, right, it's talking about they're giving quotes from the head of Cisco Duo. And he says, we look forward to continuing collaboration. They were talking about passkey becoming more widely adopted and pushing passkey as a new alternative to passwords, right? As just a new age solution for passwords. We look forward to continuing collaboration with Dashlane in the FIDO Alliance and W3C as we drive the ecosystem forward. And so if you look at the trends that are happening, cybercrime going parabolic, we're starting to see more and more cryptographically secure solutions being standardized. And I think verifiable credentials are going to be the next thing that's rolled out. And just think about the intellectual property with Dfinity and ICP alone and their patents. Because if you think about it, cryptographically secure solutions are becoming more and more popular and being adopted more and more standards are being created to incorporate those type of solutions into the software systems. Cybercrime's going parabolic, and AI's going parabolic, and their intellectual property alone, in my opinion, is probably insane. If you wanted to put a value on their intellectual property with what they've been able to do. Chainkey is the thing that can bring like all of this together. It's the most, either that or one of their other innovations is one of the biggest innovation in the space. But guys, I did not even have artificial intelligence as a part of my investment thesis when I originally started putting this all together with ICP. And now I think that even if crypto were to be wiped off the face of the earth, there would be tons of reasons to use ICP for artificial intelligence, if for nothing else. This is a different thing, okay? But we're living in times of mass deception. Never forget that. Never forget that. Okay? Don't expect to hear a bunch of people coming out and beating the drum about this. It'll probably happen later stage. The people who see ICP probably aren't going to come out and start shouting it from the rooftops. Not at this stage. All right? And yeah, just currently, okay, to Sam Altman's point, when he was talking about compute being the currency of the future, right? And he was saying, at X cost, you'll I'll use X much compute, right? But if compute was drastically cheaper, I'd use significantly more compute. I'd have it doing everything, reading my emails, everything. And so similar to energy in a sense. And so that's what he was talking about when he was saying compute will become the most precious thing in the world. And you want more advanced artificial intelligence, you need more computing power, right? And ICP offers a full stack end-to-end solution that has numerous innovations in the world of cryptography and just security. And you can do everything on chain. You don't have to incur the cost of cybersecurity and IT. All those costs can go out the window. So when Altman is talking about the cost for compute, like if you're going to launch an AI model, yeah, you have to factor in the cost for compute. You also have to factor in the cost for cybersecurity and IT. And so that's the point that I'm making, is that those costs can go out the fucking window for companies that want to utilize ICP's technology framework for their artificial intelligence. All right. Let me see what else I got. Have you seen recent deep fakes? How good they're getting, and just how realistic a lot of these things are starting to become. Not sustainable, in my opinion. And guys, it's like, one, and we don't, we talk about ICP as a solution for artificial intelligence on multiple fronts, but we were just talking about ICP as a solution for artificial intelligence with security and with providing the full stack computing platform to host artificial intelligence to where you don't have to incur all the other costs for cybersecurity. But on top of that, it's also a solution for defending against deepfakes, for authenticating content, for making sure that we don't fall into some type of dystopian nightmare because people don't know whether or not what they're seeing online is real or not. Because we're already there for the most part, or we're getting very close. But sentiment across this entire space is bearish as fuck. And don't let that flow over into your outlook with ICP. And yeah, I look at this very similar to The Big Short, meaning that, and my guy, and I don't want to mispronounce his name, but Felipe or either Philip, used to post about the big long ever relating to ICP. And it's a great comparison because in the movie The Big Short, he knew that he was extremely confident, 99.99% confident that he made the right bet. It's just a matter of the timing and how long they could drag that out before it came to fruition. And I look at this very similarly. I don't see any other way around it. If it's not going to be ICP, I think there has to be something else created that is very, very similar to ICP. And I don't see it. And things have just continued moving forward. Meanwhile, ICP and dfinity, they've had 3 different partnerships with 3 different entities with the United Nations over the last 8 or 9 months. And things are just moving forward. Partnerships with Metalor, largest precious metal, one of the largest precious metal refiners on earth. And so the things that I am seeing are trending in the right direction across the board. Most developer activity, right? This is where the innovation is happening, guys. This is where the future is. A lot of other people have no conviction because they didn't do their due diligence, in my opinion. Okay? But the fact that we're all stuck in this broader crypto environment, just be aware of that. Because for the most part, I only hear and see stupid shit in this space. And that can start to kind of impact judgment and perception over a long enough time frame. So this video was probably all over the place. I don't even know if I made any coherent points. Yeah, not even sure. I'm gonna have to watch. I'll probably just post it. Forget it. That's all I have for this video, guys. Yeah. Guys, I view not being in this space as being significantly more risky than what I'm doing. That's how inevitable I see this. Like this is all like inevitable for me. The only thing that I see stopping this is a world-ending event. That's it. Like, that's my level of conviction. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see any other way. And most other people in this space, guys, don't see any possible way how we could get to Web3. So it's very much a night and day difference when we're talking about conviction and long-term outlook in this space. All right. And a lot of that just boils back down to there's one thing that can do it all, and that's it. And everything else is extremely, extremely limited. Everything else is playing the database race. But ICP can offer a full stack solution that introduces something that we've never even seen before. Okay, like, again, the concept of tamper-proof software is such a foreign concept because we don't see all the layers of cybersecurity around us. We don't pay that bill for the most part, right? It's out of sight, out of mind. But the idea of being able to do this and not having to worry about getting hacked, and on top of that, actually owning your own data, having that degree of transparency with the governance system, this just offers something unlike anything else that we've ever been exposed to. And I don't see any other way. So that's all I got. Not financial advice. Next video tomorrow or Monday. Probably Monday. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.